So, as a photographer, are you scared of AI? I'm not, and I don't think you should be either. I think you need to embrace it. It's going to come whether you like it or not. No Effects wrote a song called Dinosaurs Must Die, and it's about how the music industry is, you know, aging pretty poorly, how record labels are tying bands and artists into major contracts over years and then, I don't know, shelving them or forcing them to put out shit that they're not proud of. And their sentiment was dinosaurs will die. And unfortunately for them, I believe with Spotify and streaming music, it didn't die in quite the manner they expected it to, but the sentiment and what they're saying is true because industries change and AI is going to change all industries. Whether you like it or not, Spotify exists and it's going to remain to exist whether you like it or not. As an artist, you either adapt and grow with it or you don't and you get left behind. As a photographer, much the same. As a illustrator, I don't know, any creative field that requires you to do things that AI can do at a click of the fingers. You know, if you're putting out the kind of work that AI can do easily, because let's face it, I have tried manipulating AI so much, and when it comes to specifications, it is absolutely useless. So if you're a professional in your field and you're relying on AI to pump out specifications you need, it ain't going to do it. It just ain't. Not for a long time yet anyway, and certainly not if you're a free user. And we need to also bear in mind that people who are free users are never going to pay you for work anyway, and they're just using it for their convenience, so you're not losing any work there. So it's the guys on Fiverr pumping out really cheap stuff at volume. I feel sorry for them. They're losing out, but on the most part, if you make yourself worthwhile in your industry, then AI ain't going to touch you, and people want a personal touch anyway. But anyway, you can argue amongst yourselves about the capitalist nature, all the different offshoots of why it's so bad, and oh no, AI's coming. And yeah, go in the comments, moan at me, argue amongst yourselves. I'm not really too bothered if you do. I was going to script a whole video and talk about it, but this video I'm going to get straight to the point and tell you how I used it for a positive reason within this shoot that I'm about to show you now. So this shoot is another morally ill-conceived idea. I was flicking through Temu, Shein, one of the two. Fast fashion. People in the industry hate it. Blah, blah, blah. Don't throw your clothes away then. If you're going to buy it, keep it. I do. Anyway, I was flicking through it and I saw an outfit which made clothes kind of 2D, kind of cartoony. I will put it on screen because I'm not going to screen record, so I'll put examples on screen as we go. I always had it in my head that I wanted to do a 2D shoot, that I wanted to do something maybe with 2D decor, props, but realised just on zero budget how complicated that could be. I've done a pure white shoot before now, white on white on white, and this was kind of the same kind of vibe, and I got it in my head that I wanted it to be on a dark skin model. I'm trying to picture how these clothes are going to look on a dark skin model, and I couldn't make up my mind. I don't want to be spending money on clothes that I don't think are going to work for my idea. So this is when I turn to AI. So I'm going to AI, one of the lesser programs. This is before I got into ChatGPT, which is by far the most superior AI I've used thus far. And I figured AI could give me a good idea of how these clothes are going to look on darker skin, which is, because I had it in my mind, I definitely wanted a darker skin model. I wanted the contrast from the clothes, so the whole sketch and the outline thing would just pop off the page, but I still wanted assurance. So I plugged all that into AI and I got some really sketchy kind of results. Just, you know, I couldn't describe what I was after. It wasn't giving me enough detail as to my vision. And I discovered ChatGPT, and there I could literally just upload the outfits straight off the stock photos, ask it to put them onto a dark skin model, and it would give me exactly what you're seeing now, these designs, like to the point where it's like taking those clothes almost exactly as they are, but not quite, which goes back to my point earlier. AI can't do perfect, it can't do specifications exactly right. If you have a product, it's not going to get your product 100% right, it's going to change bits, it's going to look different. But anyway, I shoved that into ChatGPT and I got a much better idea of the mood board. In fact, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to throw up my original mood board. This is my mood board after the original AI venture where I just had a dark skin model in white, and I kind of threw a mood board together trying to explain it to the model what I wanted to do. And I was like, this is the mood board, this is what I want to do. She was all in, she was kind of cool with it, but I wanted a better means of explaining it, and that's where ChatGPT, because I Also had an idea in my head of what I wanted this set to look like, again, because I was going to do it on the cheap. So I wanted to throw just descriptive words, description of what was in my brain at ChatGPT, and I wanted it to create a mood board that I could show them all and go, look, this is kind of what I want to do. It's not right, it's not perfect, but this is what I want to do. And yeah, so AI as a tool, mood boards, amazing at mood boards. I've also used it for set design in the past. Literally, I got my old man likes to mess about with woodwork. I gave AI a picture of something that already existed that I wanted it to look like, with my dimensions, because I didn't make it my dimensions. I wanted my dimensions to be very specific for the shoot, and it got 80% of it right. And I had to go in Photoshop, change the dimensions, add side views, and re-edit it. But it took out the donkey work for me. So AI, good tool, and yeah, this is how I use it. So as you see from these shots, at this point I'm just, asking it to show me what the clothes look like on dark skin. And then I introduce the concept of my background, which is with the Mr. Doodle style pictures hanging. I just wanted pictures hanging. That's probably what made me think about hanging it on rope. I didn't want to draw my infinity curve because I'd have to repaint it. It would be a nightmare. It'd be a pain in the butt. And I figured, yeah, let's have some hanging pictures, because that's going to give the image depth. It's going to give it, you can hang them at different focal lengths from the camera. It's going to give the image depth, and you're going to get implied third dimension, as you always want to get from a 2D image. That's kind of the point of photography. This is my practice shot. Let me get to it. I got a friend to draw up some pictures because I can't doodle for love nor money. And I threw a mannequin in the middle, and I just used 3 pictures just to get an idea of how they're going to hang, what the light's going to be like. And this is what first shot, this is what I did. Test shot, chimp at the camera, work out what's going on. Second shot, overexposed. Third shot, pretty much there. The big question for me was just how much I wanted the doodle poster, hanging posters to pop over the back wall. I wanted this separation, but again, I wanted it white on white on white, but I still wanted a bit of separation. So that was the hardest thing to navigate in terms of the lighting. If I look at this image here, you're going to see, okay, you've got BTS image here. You're going to see my key light here, which is a big octobox. Up above, this is how I worked out was the best means of lighting the white hanging posters, was just to have a key, a fill light right up high. So it's just going to feather down, barely touch the model, not add too much more light onto the model, but it's going to pop all the white, because the white's going to reflect more, especially more than a darker skin model. And it's going to then feather onto the clothes and hopefully not blow out the clothes too much. And then it's going to fill the back wall, bounce around the white a bit, but also put a lot of emphasis on the posters. So I've got them up there, and behind I've got 2 kicker lights just to add a bit of emphasis, bit of separation, maybe catch the side of the posters depending on how they're twisting and hung, maybe put a bit of highlight on the model's cheeks. So that's it really. I've got big octobox key light, fill light above, 2 kickers, and simple setup. You'll see here I've got just a trellis above, because again I wanted to hang the posters at different levels, as you can see with my hands, just how you can add emphasis and depth to an image just by foreshortening. Anyway, so you can do stuff like that. And the reason I used trellis was because if I had just had 2 straight bars, there would be 2 flat rows, it would look boring. If I crisscrossed them, again, there would be in diagonal flat rows, and that would be boring. So with a trellis, I've got infinite places within the trellis I can hang, so I can have as much depth staggering up, down, just depending on the length of the string as I wanted. And yeah, so that's how the set came about really, pretty simple. A lot of blacking. You'll be surprised at how little a cheap marker pen lasts. We went through a couple. They weren't ideal, some of them. So you'll see as well, I used a few different people to do the drawing, phoned in a bit drawing, and then someone else who could draw, who was in the studio the day before, he helped us out as well. And yeah, that was it. And I then just kind of mocked up this set, and these are the pictures, what we got, and this is kind of what we worked on. You might see a bit of a colour change. I did them on different days, and every now and then I refresh my eyes. I'm like, I want this one a bit warmer, and then I re-edit them 2 months down the line, or not re-edit them, that's the problem. Not re-edit the ones I've already done, and I do some newer ones, and I'm like, prefer it a bit colder, prefer it a bit poppier. So you're going to see the working process literally, because I'm not tried to cover it up. So yeah, these are the images really. It's just a matter of just trying to get as much dynamics as possible, and we added the lollipop in just as a pop of colour. Someone actually left it, because Fern was working in my studio prior to us shooting this, and someone left the lollipop because they wanted to use the lolly for a bit of colour, and I had in mind a bit of colour. In fact, we'll cut to that now. So this is more AI. I decided that I wanted to carry the doodle theme onto the clothes, so I wanted to colour in like doodles on the shirt and the shorts. And yeah, so that's another thing that I asked AI to do, just to give me an idea whether I was going to ruin the clothes. But obviously you prioritise on a day that you do that at the end. You don't want to be going, oh, let's put some doodles on it and regret it. So you just get the white stuff done before the doodles, before you put the colour in. Because I knew I was injecting colour, and I brought this 2D, what they call claw machine bag. I think it's a party bag for kids. I decided we're going to pop some colour in. We can use the lollipop. It's another prop. Then we can put the doodles on the clothes. So these are the images shot on a white infinity curve, as you saw. Oh yeah, you'll see at one point I decided there was too much space kind of down to her left, viewer's right. So I just put another poster, white poster, doodle poster on a light stand and shoved it in. And yeah, I just decided in post, as we took various shots, which ones overlapped it and framed it, whether I minded whether the feet or the knee overlapped the poster, whether I thought it felt legitimate. And yeah, this kind of stuff's subjective. Like, you might see it one way, I might see it another, so there's not really, I can't really dictate to you what is right or wrong in that respect, other than the fact it's my shoot and it's my vision, so I'm right. But aside from that, you know, you may not like it, but that's on you and that's up to you. But this is what we came up with. And yeah, it was just a bit of fun. I just wanted to do something creative. I've not done a big homemade set in a while, and I say big loosely because it is just an infinity curve with some posters hung. But it takes a lot of preparation, a lot of thinking, a lot of drawing, and clearly some AI mood boards. So yeah, I've been wanting to record this video for ages. Even Rankins jumped on the AI train, and I thought, oh, this will be really apt, and then I kept putting it off. I wanted to record. I wanted to edit a few more shots from the shoot before I did a video, and I've finally done that. And I'd done that quite a while back, and still kept putting it off, and never got around to it. And yeah, I also record a bit of media for hobby, and that kind of took over. So I thought, I've got to get it done. I've got to get it done. So here I am. I'm going to talk to you about how I use AI in photography in 2025.
Bye, have a great time.